A lot of players think getting to an 8 UTR is hard. In my experience, getting past 8 UTR is even harder. This is why so many players get stuck there and why I almost did too. Point number 1. At 8 UTR, your strengths finally stop carrying you. When you're below 8 UTR, you can get away with one big strength. Whether that's a good forehand, a big serve, or athleticism, which is what I relied on, or just grinding harder than everyone else. At 8 UTR, that stops working. Everyone has something they can rely on, and suddenly your strength isn't overwhelming anymore. You're not winning the cheap points the way you used to, and that can be confusing. I remember matches where I felt like I was playing well, but the score just wouldn't separate. I wasn't getting rewarded the way I expected. That's when I realized an 8 UTR is a level where your weaknesses start getting attacked on purpose. What made this hard is that nobody tells you this is happening. You just feel like the game got harder overnight. And if you don't consciously start shoring up those weak areas, you end up running in place. You're not regressing, guys. You're just exposed. Point number 2. 8 UTR players confuse playing better with winning more. This one messed with my head for a long time. At 8 UTR, you often feel like you're improving, your strokes are cleaner, rallies feel longer, you're training harder, but your results don't move. That disconnect is brutal. I had stretches where I was convinced I was better than my rating, and technically, I probably was. But UTR doesn't care how good your tennis looks, it cares how many matches you win. 8 UTR is where you learn the hard lesson that playing better and winning are not the same thing. What changed for me was realizing that improvement had to show up in matches, not just in practice. I had to stop chasing validation and start chasing outcomes. That shift alone forced me to rethink how I competed. And honestly, that's where a lot of players get emotionally stuck. Point number 3. The serve becomes a ceiling, not a weapon. Below 8 UTR, a decent serve gives you free points. At 8 UTR, everyone can get the ball back. I went through a phase where my serve felt solid, but it wasn't doing anything. I wasn't losing service games, but I also wasn't creating advantages. That's dangerous. At this level, the serve isn't about power anymore. It's about starting points on your terms. Once I stopped trying to hit a good serve and started serving with intent, location, pattern, the first shot, my hold percentage didn't just improve. My confidence skyrocketed. What really clicked was realizing the serve sets the tone for the rally. If I served without a plan, I gave control away immediately. But when I served with intent, I felt like I was dictating again. A lot of players plateau at 8 UTR because their serve never grows beyond safe. Point number 4. 8 UTR is where pressure starts to matter. This is where matches start feeling heavier, not because the tennis is wildly different, but because players don't give points away as easily. There's longer rallies, there's more returns in play, and there's more neutral balls. That means pressure builds. I used to feel rushed at this level, even when nothing dramatic was happening, and that's when I realized something important. 8 UTR is a level where mental leaks actually show up on the scoreboard. There's missed recoveries, there's rushed decisions, and there's poor shot tolerance. What makes this tricky is that the pressure is subtle. It's not obvious choking, it's impatience, slight frustrations, and small lapses. Those add up fast when your opponent doesn't miss. If you don't learn how to stay composed inside these neutral rallies, you stay stuck here. Point number 5. An 8 UTR is where almost stops being enough. This might be the hardest part. At 8 UTR, being almost good enough doesn't move your rating. Almost patient, almost disciplined, almost consistent under pressure. I had to confront the fact that I wasn't losing because I lacked ability. I was losing because I wasn't reliable enough when matches got tight. Breaking past 8 UTR required me to tolerate discomfort for a little longer, to play smarter and not harder, and to accept that progress would feel slower. Most players don't want to hear that, so they blame matchups, luck, or the system. But the truth is simpler. 8 UTR exposes what you avoid working on. It's the level that forces honesty, and not everyone is ready for that. 8 UTR is hard to break because it's the first level where improvement stops being obvious. You don't get rewarded for effort anymore. You don't get rewarded for looking good. You get rewarded for being solid, disciplined, and intentional in every single match. Once I understood that, my approach changed, and that's when my results finally did too. If you're stuck at an 8 UTR, you're not broken. You're just at the level where details finally matter. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below for other tips you'd like to see. As always, have a great day, guys, and God bless.